Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me. My patrons on Patreon voted for me to play Lethargy Hill for my next dark mode, and this was something else. I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. I was not expecting what I got. This was absolutely fantastically intense, and I'm just not sure what else I can say about this game. Enjoy. The earth churned, and the house is what came out. Gruesome little cluster of verandas and spires, gables and windows. The earth kept rising like a tick, filling with blood. Drank from the earth all around it, and in that way laid claim, all to feed the house, up atop that hill, like a queen on a throne, surveying. Oh, that must be the house they're speaking of. I probably want to go there. Bedrooms and drawing rooms and halls and attics, kitchens and bathrooms and nurseries, all dark, all quiet. Only some of those windows let any light in, but there was only one basement, and it was where she lived, the matriarch, screeching rat queen, cluster of veins and connective tissue, and grinning, gnashing mouths. It was her house. Am I supposed to go to this house? Because it doesn't sound like a place I want to be. Maybe the walkway? She wanted a family, needed a few loved ones to live with her. It was lonely in all those bedrooms and hallways. There should be more here. It was lonely in all those bedrooms and hallways that she couldn't see. She could feel them, though, no one walking through them, all that emptiness like a ringing in her ears, but visitors weren't exactly knocking down her doors. She'd have to make some. Make some? She'd need a husband. Yeah, that would be nice. A man of the house, to shuffle around all those hallways at nights, making sure doors were kept locked, scraping his feet along the carpet, and sobbing gently into the silence. Husband things. So she concentrated real hard and snapped off a few pieces of herself to grow into little drones, so that she could get to work. She has a weird idea of what husbands do. The drones spread out into the forest, her hands and her eyes. What do I need to make a husband? She thought to herself. There sure were a lot of trees all around, just doing nothing. So the drones gathered up a great many twigs and sticks and fallen branches. Had all these plans for this place. She could use the hair from the bodies of the people who got sick whenever they came to explore the woods, tie the sticks together, give her husband a handsome coif. 2 long arms, 2 long legs, a long body, and a long head, all held together with hair and glue of old room. The drones could eat the rest. They earned it. Am I supposed to be going to this house, or I'm just following the path at this point? So soon she had a husband. He was just how she wanted. Milling through the halls, wheezing and click-clacking his twiggy hands against the walls and doors and windows. Dragging his feet and giving sweet little whimpering cries. It was nice not to be alone anymore. Still, it wasn't enough. She didn't want to be a couple. She wanted a family. I'm actually getting further away from this house. I guess I just keep following the path. A sister would be nice, she thought. Someone to scream at her. Someone who would come and go and keep an eye on her house from afar. What were sisters... always plans my arms hurt. Whoa, scene's way more stark. Someone who would come and go and keep an eye on her house from afar. What were sisters made of? There was a cemetery nearby, just beyond the tree line, not too far for the drones to reach, full of bodies and full... Okay. The drones tunneled down into the graves, biting the corpses and sucking the ghosts out through their necks. They came together, spat them all out into a pile, and glued them together, pulling and stretching until the whole big mass was shaped kind of like a woman. A good enough sister, she thought. She'll shriek and make my life worse. Press her face against the windows and fill my rooms with jealous looks. Okay. Whoa. So now she had a husband to keep her company, and a sister to keep her angry. But what's the point of being a family if you don't have any kids? She should have two, she thought, a son and a daughter. They'd love each other and hate her, or love her and hate each other. My blood feels so dull and heavy. Either would be nice. They'd bring life and motion and sound, filling up the walls with shivering worm noises and trying to dig each other's eyes out. Her son would be an inside relative, like her husband. Her daughter would be an outside relative, like her sister. It was easy enough to make her son. Boys are simple and sweet. She brought the drones home and used their teeth to bite herself up, sucking up her own blood and spitting it all together in a pool. Her son rose up out of it, made of it, and got right to work running amok all through the lower floors, staining the carpet and leaving smears on the walls. Well, he's made of blood. He's like Super Meat Boy, right? Her daughter would be more complicated, she told herself. Daughters always are. So she'd need to be made of complicated things. The spiders of the woods had their own hierarchy, ages old and complex as anything, and they had 8 legs, a too large number. My veins miss the old poison. A too large number of legs, in truth. The drones went raiding. The spiders fought, bit up the drones till they were nice and swollen, even tore a few of them apart. But once the drones grabbed the queen by the thorax and squeezed her until she burst, it was all over. Is the scene more stark now? Somehow? The drones dragged the spiders together, and the spiders were too defeated to care. They mashed them up, squished them together, broken enough that they'd stick but whole enough that there'd be plenty of legs and mandibles and eyes sticking out all over. I have such a lovely daughter, she thought with pride. Her daughter wasted no time vomiting webs all over the place. Some nights the daughter and the sister would meet, conspiring about how to kill her. It was wonderful. She thought just how it should be. Cool, this person's crazy. Time passed, like it's wont to do. For a while she was happy, but not for long. She started to get bored. I used to burn once upon a time. Whoa, very stark. All the husband did was scrape his way through the same halls, the same order, whimpering the same pleas and scratching the same walls with the same cluster of sharp wooden twigs. "Don't you ever do anything interesting?" she shouted, and he tripped and lay still for a long time. Then he just got back up and did his usual thing. Worthless man, she thought. I hope your hair comes undone and you fall apart. Jesus. Her sister, on the other hand, was far too lively. No longer content just to mash her eyeless face against the glass, she had found herself some shears and knives to use as hands, and had taken to carving up the walls outside, scratching the paint and marking up the wood. Hateful woman, she thought. You're supposed to envy, not assert yourself. To make matters worse, she was spending far too much time with her daughter. strength only enough to something my feet. The daughter loved the sister. They had so much in common, after all. They were both made of dead things. They were both locked out. This made her angry. You're supposed to make my daughter hate me, she thought, but instead you've made her love you, and that's a whole different story. They went everywhere together. The daughter with her hundreds of slowly grasping spider legs, the sister with her ghostly sockets, always weeping pale fluid. I'll make you pay for this, sister mine. Okay, I don't... Wow. She took solace in her son, the only one that truly loved her, that did anything right. But he was fast congealing, and each inch of carpet he dragged himself across, or wallpaper he tripped and fell into, took a little bit off of him. She didn't want to lose him like that, so she made him come back to the basement. He tripped and fell down the stairs, splattered apart, and ended up just like he'd started, a pool of her blood. I'll miss you, she thought, as the drones... Rattling chains only my own, she thought, as the drones lapped up the pool. She hated her family. They weren't what she wanted. The drones went to the husband, cornered him in a hallway, pulled out his hair. He fell apart, and they gathered up all the twigs and fallen branches and fed them to one of the living rooms as fireplaces. His smoke screamed and smelled like rotten teeth. Good riddance to bad rubbish, she thought. This is something else here. The sister, the drones lured into the woods with a pile of heirloom jewelry and old unsent letters. When she fell upon the pile to feast, they fell upon her, crushing her soft, pale skull and shredding her apart. All the ghosts that made her sank back down into the soil, no bodies to hold them anymore. They were free. I've done a good thing, she thought. Her daughter was a sad, useless little... hidden by the... Whoa. Her daughter was a sad, useless little nothing, now that her sister was dead. The drones pulled her apart, little by little, separating out the slick, chitinous little corpses she was made of. She didn't fight, didn't even bother to say goodbye. Ungrateful, she thought. I should never have had a daughter to begin with. The spiders were gathered up beside the corpse of their queen and buried the drones. Didn't bother... Wow. And so she was alone again, just her and her sinew and her gnashing teeth, alone in that house in the basement. The drones built monuments over the corpses, her family, while she slept. She passed the time talking to herself, making the drones chew off parts of her, trying to kill the house, to shake apart. It never did. No matter how much she pulled at the walls, she felt very empty. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hope someone visits. Bleeding time from the wound that... I hope someone visits me soon, she thought. That's what I need. Someone I don't know. Someone I didn't make. That'd be a surprise. So she opened a little path in the woods near the house and waited. As long as they don't talk to my dead family, I'm sure they'll come visit me. I'll invite them in and let them come see me, and then I'll have the drones chew off all their skin. I won't be alone anymore when they come visit me. And I've let them in, and they've come to see me, and I've chewed off all their skin. I won't be alone anymore. It'll be so nice not to be alone. I won't be alone anymore. I hope someone visits me soon. I won't be alone anymore. Oh, here's where the jump scare happens, right? It's me. I'm the visitor. Tell me what I have to do. Whoa. I don't know what else to say about this. This is... It's so good. This is by an independent developer named Kitty Horror Show, and I found it on itch.io as part of a bundle deal. And Kitty Horror Show has a Patreon that I am going to go support to get more stuff like this as it's happening, because this was something. This was amazing. It was not what I was expecting at all. And I don't really know what else to say about it. I mean, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please drop a like on the video and get subscribed to the channel for more stuff like this in the future. Although, I don't know how you could make more stuff like this. I want to encourage you to become a patron on my own Patreon. There you get the benefit of being able to vote what it is I'm going to be playing for content. You also gain access to a community Discord. If you like short horror and you want to see even shorter horror, then you should go check out the Let's Plays I put on my TikTok. I think it's also of note to mention that I stream horror on my Twitch account every Tuesday, so go get subbed. Links to all of that, including links to go get this game, are in the description below. Thanks for being here. I look forward to seeing you again.